and you're tired of hearing it. Ad hominem, oh yeah, argument from authority, begging the question. Begging the question is something so many people do not fucking understand. They think they do. They go, let's see, it must be begging a question. No, it's not. You gotta look at it. Inconsistency, no true Scotsman, non sequitur, post hoc, ergo propter hoc. You know what that means, right? You Latin people? Or I thought so. The fallacy, the moving goalpost. Moving goalpost, very popular one. I'm going to share this with you right now in the chat room. And if you will kindly read and memorize it, I will have a quiz next week. And if you fail, you will have to give Guy oral sex on whatever genitalia he may reveal under his skirt to you. I can't tell you what that might be. It's not my place to guess. Guy Shea says, good thing I'm not in charge of the military. I'd be all about the end game final solution type mentality. So you would kill all the Jews, Guy. Is that what you're saying? I wonder what Israel does for their airport. All those Arabs pissed off at them. I know what Israel does at their airport. Do you know what they do at their airports? They fucking racial profile. And that's why they've never had a plane hijacked. I mean, they're strict on that shit. I believe in racial profiling. There's nothing wrong with it. And when you hear that, the average person or anyone leaning to the left is going to say, that's racist. Why is it racist if we're doing it to whites too? In the same respect that if I hear a liquor store just get popped, I'm probably thinking 18 to 28-year-old black male. You tell me that 6 people named Lincoln have disappeared in the last 6 nights in one city, I'm looking for a 35-year-old white dude. So what's wrong with starting? You might be wrong. There's always exceptions, but what's wrong with starting off with a clue that leans toward what statistics support? What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. I will always support racial profiling. What I will not support is racial harassment just because there's a probability that a certain suspect may fit a certain description. It simply gives you a place to start looking. Man, I saw something the other day. I was watching Caught on Camera. Yeah. Oh my God. This black guy's walking, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and he's not doing anything wrong. Nothing. And the cop stops to talk with him and starts asking him what he's doing and where he's going. You don't have to answer that shit in America, my friends. When that cop stops you and talks to you, you have to say one thing. Am I free to go, or am I being detained? And he's going to say, you're free to go. And you're going to say, thank you, fuck off, and walk away. Okay, have your recording device on. And if you can help it, have a live feed of that shit to a server somewhere, because the cops will take your camera and destroy it. They're fucking animals like that sometimes. Had no reason to harass this black guy. Well, it turned out the black guy had a warrant out. All right, he had a warrant out on him. When they ran his name, he didn't want to go to jail. So he had a gun. Yeah, he had a gun in his little satchel. He pulled it out, used it on the officer. Officer shot him. He shot the officer. I think the officer finally killed him. The whole point was, should that black guy have been in jail? Yeah, he had a warrant out for him. But did he deserve to be harassed by that cop that night for what he was doing? No. That's not how it works. You cannot justify your means just to get to an end, necessarily. Not in America. In America, you have the right to not be the target of unlawful and unnecessary search and seizure. We might as well live in a police state. If you guys are going to support that, stand up against that shit. The next time a cop asks you a question, ask if you are free to go or if you're being detained. If you're being detained, he has to have probable cause that will prove in a court of law. And if he doesn't, you're off. You're done. So fuck that. Don't let people harass you. This isn't a free country anymore. People imagine freedom's here. Used to be free. Used to be able to drink and drive too. I'm not saying it's all bad. But what did they used to call drinking and driving back in the day? Who's older than me? Guy, are you older than me? Was it what did they call it? Drink drive? They just called it drink drive? That sounds weird to me. Guy said, would the math dictate a world without blacks if it would be a safer, happier world? No, because what would Fox News do if blacks disappeared? They'd have no one to attack. I don't know what we'd do then. I was watching Al Sharpton earlier on MSNBC because I like to bounce around between Fox, MSNBC, CNN on TV, and Fox didn't make a deal with Dish, so they're off of Dish right now. So I was bouncing between MSNBC and CNN, And I said to my fiance, I said, do you realize this guy is really not very bright? I think Al Sharpton should have stayed in the ministry because he's not a real bright guy. Yeah, there are plenty of very bright black people on TV today in the news business that have a right to be there. He doesn't. He's not so smart. It's like, I feel like it's 5 minutes with Uncle Joe down Mississippi. And that's nothing against Mississippi or people named Uncle Joe. But it doesn't feel professional. It doesn't feel researched. He can barely pronounce most English words. MSNBC, I think if you're going to put a token Negro on, and I don't know if that's what it is, but if it is, get yourself a smart token Negro. And there are plenty of them out there. I see them on CNN a lot as guests, experts and interviewees, and Don Lemon is not one of them. Don Lemon is good with the basics. Don't try to get him into any field of specialty. He fucking blows it. All right, so who are we killing? Blacks and Jews, you say? Guy, just kill the blacks and Jews? But you're saying that we should leave the Hindus alone, right? You want to leave India alone? What about Pakistan? You want to leave them alone? Who should live? I guess. I mean, I think you want to kill just about everybody, Guy. And I wonder who should live. That would be the easier question for you to answer than who should die. Just whites? Hi, Alan Wayne. The fact that I'm alive is not only debatable right now, but it almost would not have been true this week had my heart attack completed its goal of killing me this past weekend. Man, you guys wouldn't believe the kind of attention a heart attack will get from you. You think you've had it all. You know, you think you've had the severe pain. You think you've broken this bone, and all of a sudden your fucking chest. It's like someone's giving you a Texas titty twister, but right in the middle. All right, that's how the skin feels, and whatever muscles, maybe the inner pec muscles there. And there's this singular pain that's only about as big around as the tip of a screwdriver. It feels like someone has stabbed you right there. And then my fucking jaw. I mean, I've been in fist fights before, plenty of them, and never had jaw pain. I've been hitting the jaw. Just, I don't know, I didn't notice it. I noticed this fucking jaw pain. I mean, the whole side of my fucking face, from my chin, up by my ear, up my temple. Holy shit. I said, this is a heart attack, huh? This is kind of how I imagined it would feel, but it hurts worse. Yeah. I don't care. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. If I die, I'll still be fine. If I do die, I would like all you guys to have a show in my memory in which you exercise your free speech to the utmost, as long as there are no child victims. That would be my last, a dying man's last wish, if you would. Guy says, I believe only our nation and those that kneel to our military might live. Then we can work on the root from within. See, you know what Guy does? You guys know that Guy Shea, he's a guy, but he's also a character. This leaves you asking the same questions you may have asked of Stephen Colbert when he was on the air. What's real and what's character? Because as far as I know, Stephen Colbert never even came out of character in the interviews. So the question then is asked, maybe it's not a character. Maybe it's just who he is. As long as there's this doubt in your mind, you have to ask yourself how serious he's being right now. Why aren't you in the hospital? I don't like hospitals, Alan Wayne. I can't deal with hospitals. I'll go if I have another heart attack, I promise, but not for this. It was really weird. After that, it only lasted about a minute, and then everything went away. And I'm fucking freaking out because I've never had a heart attack before. And then, like maybe a few minutes later, I felt the chest tighten up again, but I didn't have the accompanying chest pain and jaw pain. So it was like a second little heart attack, and then I was like, okay, I'm still alive, fuck it, Spreaker does not allow death without approval. I will submit that paperwork right away, Guy. I hope I get it in time, because, once you've had a heart attack, fuck it, who knows what'll happen. Armed military in the airport at Israel, true, Andrew, and they also, I believe, have armed teachers in their schools, but they need it. I mean, let's face it. Do you face the same threats on the streets of Chicago that you do when you're in Israel and you've got a Palestinian base there that would really like to see you blown into little bits. And they're so close. I mean, random rocket launches into your country and you've got no preparation for it, that's some shit right there. That would be pretty much the same. For us, it's very hard because we don't think in scale. We're fucking idiots. It's small over there. Everything's compact over there. We've got a big-ass country here. Maybe not compared to China or Russia, but it's big. And you try to imagine, okay, Canada shooting in. Well, shit, down here in Virginia, by the time Canada could get a missile down here, we would have that shit shot out of the air before it even got south of Michigan. It depends on where it's coming from, but you know what I'm saying. So it's not the same. Very cramped there. Yeah. Not prime real estate either. Well, you know what they say? They say that you sound a star shines brightest just before it goes out. So maybe I'm about to die. I don't really care. It's not interesting to me. All that's interesting to me is people and the way they think and the way they behave and how far we have or have not come as a species. And everybody thinks we're on this linear path upward. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think we adapt. And we adapt to our environment. And if that requires de-evolution, then that's what we'll do. If we have to go back to all fours to survive because some weird event makes more food grow on the ground and all of our technology shut, we're going to go back to all fours. And we'll eventually go back to grunting. Who knows? We might bounce back and forth. This stuff isn't, you don't know. Everybody's got this imaginary line in their head. Look at humans progressing up the ladder. Soon we'll be so smart, we'll be able to jack off without touching ourselves. Well, good luck with that. But I wouldn't wait around. Yeah, well, the robots will do it for you. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure it'll be an ethereal experience no matter what happens. If you're getting jacked off by something other than a human, you're doing good. You're doing fine. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about the dummies. The dummies. You know where you find the dummies, folks? I'll tell you where to find a concentration of dummies like none you've ever seen before. No, not the ghetto. I want you to go look at YouTube comments because dummies come out to play on the YouTube. Oh, they really do. And there is a sense of anonymity there that apparently cannot be replicated elsewhere on the internet because all the dummies go there. And maybe it's because it's mostly men, and men are visual creatures, and visual creatures, we like to see pictures or moving pictures rather than necessarily listening to words or reading words. We'd prefer the moving pictures. They're going to go watch the videos, and that's what's going to get them fired up. And I'm telling you that it is idiot motherfucking central in the comments section of YouTube videos. Get in there. Look at the dummies. Look at the dummies. And don't be afraid to say something. I know some of them are trolls. Some of them know the right answer and put the wrong one out anyway. But fuck with them. Maybe we need to put ourselves in check and see just how unevolved we are, if you want to use the word evolved. There's a lot of dummies, folks. Nobody in my chat room right now is a dummy. Our combined IQ in here right now probably reaches well over 1,000. And I was an English major, so don't hold me on that math. But that's pretty good. We can deal with that. But there's a lot of dummies out there, and dummies spread myths and rumors and unnecessary fears. And the worst part of that in today's America is that they distract you from real threats and real problems that need real solutions now. There's a whole lot of delaying going on, a whole lot of chasing wild gooses that we never catch, while real problems continue to fester. And what a word, fester. I don't really like that word. I'd rather use the word plethora than fester, but I had to. It was appropriate for the cause. Your mouth will do the job. They don't provide Viagra in prison. Oh, yeah, okay. See, Guy Shea and Alan Wayne have a special relationship here that I do not think is confined only to radio. And I'm just going to leave your imagination to do that, the rest of that for us. I'm going to close my eyes and pretend you are Goofy. Anyway, logical fallacies. I got that up. I don't know if I shared it in the chat room. If I did, I'm sharing it again because it's that important. Yeah, you should see it twice. You should see it 3 times in there. And I'll also share that link on the Facebook page. The Facebook page for this show is facebook.com/truthontapshow.